We're really doing this, aren't we? What's up, everybody? Anime X here, and in this video, I will be doing a part 5 to the What If Naruto Was a New Uchiha series. You guys hit that like goal in about an hour, maybe two. I don't know what you guys are on. If whatever you guys are on, can I have some? Because that's like some powerful drugs or whatever you guys are on, because that is insane. You guys are some crazy people. So, since you guys hit the like goal, obviously I got to come out with the part 5 with the quickness. This is me recording day of, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. The like goal for this one, keep in mind, is gonna be 250 likes. So if you guys want a part 6, you guys gotta hit 250 likes so I can get a break. Yay for me. So just like always, I'll be recapping the last part of the what if. But if you guys haven't seen the other parts, I do recommend going back and watching the series in order to get kind of context of what's happening now. But so let's just jump right into it. And so without further ado, let's get started. Now, during the 1 month training, we're going to actually see Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi all train together. Now, this is for the simple reason of they all have Sharingan, right? Like in the original, Kakashi would train Sasuke because he's an Uchiha and he sees that he has a lot of hatred in him. But now Kakashi also sees the exact same thing inside of Naruto. The hatred's not to the same degree, but it is still there nonetheless. And you notice this, he doesn't hate Itachi, he hates something else, but although he doesn't want to push the problem, but someone who he does hate at the moment is Neji. And in fact, he does, Sasuke or Kakashi tells Naruto not to tell Sasuke because Sasuke might actually not be able to hold himself back and actually attempt to murder him before the Chunin exams even starts. So that's just a little thing between them because they know Sasuke probably won't hold that over well, probably won't go well for his mental state and his mental stability. So they get to the training and the taijutsu training that they need to in order to gain the speed for the Chidori, right? Because that's the main thing that they did. So they're both copying Ironically's taijutsu, all that stuff. And in this training, actually, Naruto is dominant because Naruto, through trial and error, has figured out that the Shadow Clone Jutsu can be used to advance his training. So Naruto makes 10 Shadow Clones, and they are all doing the exact same training as Kakashi is doing, and this is making Naruto progress at an exponentially faster rate than Sasuke is, right? So for now, Naruto, right, has already learned how to use one Chidori a day. Now, you're saying, why can he only use one? Well, the reason is because Naruto still has horrible chakra control over the Chidori, meaning that even though he has a lot of chakra, he's wasting more chakra than Kakashi and Sasuke do when using the Chidori averagely. But now Naruto can use one Chidori a day, unless he brings out the Kyuubi's Power. Then it's kind of depends on how much power he got, how many Chidoris he can use. Sasuke is still learning on the taijutsu part, and Kakashi's now having to split his time between teaching the two of them. Then, only 1 week into the training, we see that someone joins them up on the mountain and wants to take Naruto. Now, not take like it's an I'm gonna kidnap you take, but take as in like, hey, I want to train my godson take. Now, if you guys don't know, this is Jiraiya Sensei, the pervy sage, if you will. So he comes, right, and he's like, hey, Kakashi, do you mind if I train with Naruto for the rest of this month? And Kakashi's like, nah, man, he's good. He got it. You can have him. I don't really want him, to be honest. But yeah, then Naruto's like, wait, I don't want to go with this stranger. Long thing short, Naruto ends up going with the Jiraiya, right? Although through a couple of shenanigans that we may get into more detail when they start actually training. So Jiraiya basically at this point has to take Naruto since Naruto does not want to go with Jiraiya and he'd rather train with Sasuke and Kakashi. But Sasuke looks at Naruto being all upset, and he goes up to him and tells him that why doesn't he just leave a Shadow Clone here to train, or a couple of Shadow Clones, that way he can train with both at once. Now, you may be wondering why would Sasuke say this, he wants to be stronger. Well, in this what if, actually Sasuke's attitude towards strength is very different. He doesn't care whoever's stronger, he just wants to be strong enough, or at least want someone like with the same revenge complex as him to be able to kill Itachi. So since if Naruto has that, the stronger Naruto is, the closer he is to his goal as well. So although he wants to get strong, and although he does have a sense of rivalry with Naruto, he does want him to get as powerful as possible. Still, though, after this, we see Naruto go off with the Jiraiya, and Jiraiya actually starts training him. And Naruto is actually okay with this training. Like, he's not too upset about it. He's whatever. Because he notices Jiraiya's a pretty cool, funny, a cool training dude. Like, even though he doesn't really do all that much a lot of the times, it gives him time to work on his Chidori. So, like, all the time that Jiraiya is looking at girls or whatever, Naruto is either working on the summoning jutsu or the Chidori. By the way, Naruto learns the summoning jutsu in a week after he learns it, just do the shadow clone trick once again. So this leaves him with 2 weeks after learning the summoning jutsu, after learning how to use the Chidori, and now Naruto can use the Chidori up to 4 times a day without even completely exhausting his chakra. When he tells Kakashi this after a little bit of a break between him and Jiraiya, like they take a break from training for a little bit, Kakashi is absolutely floored by the fact that even without using like too much of the Kyuubi's power, which he does draw on a little bit in order to get his power, but even without using too much of the Kyuubi's power, he's able to use as many Chidoris as him, and Kakashi's had this jutsu for years and years and years on end. But now Jiraiya's going to start teaching him some new moves than he did in the original, just because instead of it taking the full month, it only takes a mere week for him to learn the entire summoning jutsu. So now Jiraiya is teaching him some powerful fire jutsu. He teaches him flame toad bombs, which are pretty strong, and he even teaches him how to shoot out toad oil from his mouth in order to strengthen and empower the flame styles of his own techniques. With this, along with him just training with Jiraiya to get stronger, faster, and better as a ninja, more intelligent, try to advance his Sharingan, this is all putting Naruto in a completely different level than he was in the original. And we already know, it was around this time where Naruto really started getting powerful. So I'm really looking forward to, and as long as I hope you guys are looking forward to, seeing Naruto in his empowered state, alright? Now, after the 1 month training arc, mini arc I should say, is over, we're gonna hop into the Shonen exams where things are gonna get a little dicey for you know who, for the prodigious member of the Hyuga clan, alright? Because the fight's gonna go a little bit different than how it does in the original, as you may be able to tell. But I'm very interested in talking about it, and I hope you guys are interested in hearing about it. So let's jump right into the Shonen exams. Now, like I said, we are now finally going into the final exam of the Chunin exams, right? And let me just say this. All the fights before Naruto and Neji's go the same as they always do, right? Or not all the fights before, but all the fights in between Naruto and Gaara's and Neji's and Naruto's go fairly the same. So I'm not going to cover those particularly in detail in this What If. I may cover some people's reactions and stuff like that, but you'll see as we get into it, right? So the first match is obviously, right, Naruto versus Neji. No one's really surprised at this. They're like, actually, I would say the crowd is kind of split. They have the prodigious member of the Uchiha clan, one of the prodigious members of the Uchiha clan versus one of the prodigious members of the Hyuga clan. Although the Uchiha clan doesn't have that much popularity these days, and you know, with the whole Itachi thing, I could see why. I could see why they wouldn't be as popular as the Hyuga clan. Now, the Hyuga clan are famed to be stronger, and Naruto is famed to not even be the strongest Hyuga. I mean, not the strongest Uchiha, meaning that most of the people that are thinking Uchiha versus Hyuga are thinking a low-level Uchiha, which Naruto most certainly isn't right now, versus a high-level Hyuga, which, granted, Neji's strong, I guess, so they're right on that part. But when the fight starts, we see Naruto walk onto the battlefield very calmly. Walk up to Neji very calmly, right? He walks up to him, looking at Neji, and as soon as Neji starts making a move toward him, he unlocks his Sharingan, makes 2 Shadow Clones, and they all split. Naruto jumps backwards, and the 2 Shadow Clones run at Neji. The reason he's doing this is he wants to test Neji's speed, because he cannot be caught off guard by the fact that Neji can close his chakra point. So he needs to be aware of this. Even though he can open up Kurama's chakra, he only wants to do this once, maybe once per fight, just because it does take a strain on him afterwards and it takes a toll on him. So he wants to conserve his chakra and his stamina. So we need to assess Neji's abilities, and if he can get a few looks at him with the Sharingan, this maybe will help him to the next level. Now, when Neji fights the Shadow Clones and the Shadow Clones are actually able to dodge a few strikes, Neji actually gets worried because he's not really holding back, and the Shadow Clones are able to successfully dodge and weave him on multiple occasions. Naruto sees this with his Sharingan, and due to the fact that it's evolved over the 1 month of training to 2 Tomoe, he is now able to predict and see a lot of Neji's movements just because he's been analyzing them throughout the fight. Then, this is without Naruto even using Rock Lee's Taijutsu, by the way. He hasn't even sped up yet. And then, Naruto crouches down, puts his arm in front of his face, just like Rock Lee does, and disappears from everybody's vision. Neji is able to somewhat perceive him, and when Naruto comes in for a kick, Neji is able to barely block it. Then, Naruto disappears above, comes down for another kick similar to Rock Lee, and Neji's face is now inside of the ground. And then, Naruto jumps back, right, lands, weaves the hand seals for a fireball jutsu, then, with the Katon Goukeki no Jutsu shoots it at Neji, and it blows up right in his face. Neji then runs out of the smoke, angry that he's being embarrassed by this Naruto kid, and he starts going in with the chakra points. He starts 2 palms, and he starts trying to go in, right? But everyone thinks that they're hating because Naruto looks like Naruto looks like he's taking them just based on his movements. But a little they didn't know, Naruto is just barely dodging every single strike of the 8 trigrams, 64 palms. And then Naruto in a mocking voice is like, "What's wrong, Neji? I thought the Hyuga clan were so strong." And then he's like, "Let me show you what an Uchiha can do." Then he disappears once again behind Neji, kicks him in the back, right, sending him flying. And then Naruto uses one of the fire style that Dry taught him, the Toad Flame Bombs. And let me just tell you guys this. This is a very powerful fireball jutsu. So when Neji sees this, he gets up and just in time barely uses the palm rotation in order to block it, right? So this is what we have with Neji blocking the palm rotation, or not Neji blocking with the palm rotation, and is barely able to deflect the fireball that we see Naruto use in this instance. Naruto was then considering using the Chidori, but he doesn't want to use that until a later fight, since he can only use 4 per day, so he decides to save that for a different match, since he's pretty confident that he can take him here. Naruto then decides he should unleash some of the Kyuubi's power, and then brings it out, bringing up his orange chakra, which enhances not only his speed, but his striking power as well. And with that, the fight is essentially over. Naruto is now bouncing Neji around the battlefield, similar to how Rock Lee did to Gaara in the 5th gate, or the 4th gate, whichever one it was. Naruto is doing this to Neji. Neji is getting utterly bodied. I don't even know how many more adjectives, adverbs I can use to describe the way that Neji is getting demolished right now, right? And now keep in mind, Naruto hates Neji, so he is trying to not kill him, because Naruto has some self-control, but he is trying to hurt Neji the same way that he felt hurt by that comment. And Naruto was genuinely pained by the fact that Neji would say something like that, and the fact, so he then kicks Neji into the ground, and he tells him that he wants him to apologize to Hinata after this is all over. Hinata, being up in the stands, blushes from this, and then, does that whole Naruto-kun thing, whatever she does. And then Neji spits into the ground, and Naruto says that if you think that I was a failure before, he picks up Neji, and he's like, "Then why am I beating you?" And then throws him to the ground. He then asks if Neji concedes, and Neji can't not even be able to move, just coughs up some blood and admits that he lost. Then that leaves the Proctor with the only option to raise up Naruto's hand, because Naruto got a W. Naruto was not touched. The real Naruto was not touched once in this fight, I shall say. Neji did not land a single serious blow on Naruto, which just goes to show how powerful Naruto is, because Neji's no slouch. I know I made him seem like one in this fight, but he's really not. He's really very strong, guys. Like, I'm not downplaying whatsoever. This is a really strong dude, but he just utterly bodied him. So now let's jump into the Sasuke versus Gaara fight, since that will be going a little bit different than how it does in the original. Now, like I said, I will be going over the Gaara versus Sasuke fight, and it will have a few slight, minuscule things that I'll be changing in this, so don't, worry about me changing the entire fight. It's not going to be another 6-minute long segment like the other one was. I'm just going to be going over a few things that I think would be different. First of all, Sasuke's going to be stronger, because Sasuke is going to attempt to use the Shadow Clone technique that Naruto used, although to a much lesser degree. He's only able to make 1 Shadow Clone, but this actually brings him up from the speed of Weightless Rock Lee to First Gate Rock Lee, meaning that he can actually outspeed anything that Gaara has for him, which is pretty crazy, and that also increases the power of his Chidori, alright? So, without other way, let's go into how I think the fight plays out basically the same, right? Gaara just gets hit a little bit more, and he gets kind of upset. So, when Sasuke goes in for that final Chidori through the stand armor and into Gaara's shoulder, Gaara freaks out, flips out, gets out, and then leaves the village, along with the Genjutsu starting to be placed over the entire village and the arena. Naruto, with his Sharingan out, is able to see through this Genjutsu and break it without even getting put it in the first place. Then, after seeing that Sasuke goes after Gaara, he jumps over the railing and goes right after Sasuke himself, knowing that Gaara is pretty strong and sensing a deep power well within him, right? He knows that Gaara is really with the power, he's aware of how strong Gaara is, or at least has a sense of how strong Gaara could technically be. So it's kind of like a feeling, like Naruto can see the chakra that Gaara possesses, like a deeper chakra inside of him, just similar to how he feels. So he's wondering if he has the same type of condition that he has, since he doesn't really know the term Jinchuriki yet at this point in time. But after this, Sasuke goes running off after Gaara, Naruto goes running off after Sasuke, and they are off to the races. They are both off trying to catch Gaara. And then when Naruto and Sasuke, or Naruto catches up to Sasuke and they're both running, they kind of converse about what happened before and what they're going to do when they try to find Gaara, since he's obviously going to be probably the most dangerous person they've ever fought, including Zabuza, who was literally a Jonin and a Jonin level fighter. So that's pretty crazy. But at this point, we see them run into Kankuro with his puppets or whatever. And before, we can actually see them have to deal with them, Shino comes in clutch, helping them in that fight, so they can continue on with their bout with Gaara. So, where we're gonna end this what if, right, is with Naruto and Sasuke arriving, seeing Gaara half transformed, and they're getting in their stance, ready to fight, not knowing what the outcome of this is gonna be. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 5 to the What If Naruto Was an Uchiha series. If you guys enjoyed the video, I'm glad, and make sure to hit that like button, respectively, so make sure not to hit 250. If you guys hit 250 likes, in a day, I don't know what I'm going to do, obviously put out a part 6, so, like I said, if you guys want a part 6 immediately, the like goal is 250 likes. I finally think I've trumped you guys with this one. I do not think that you guys are able to get to 250 likes, but go ahead and try to surprise me. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on more Naruto Uchiha What If content. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.